So, a new musical with Lin-Manuel Miranda's name attached to it just came out in November. It has pretty great reviews, as well as the songs that just might get some buzz during awards season. I'm of course referring to Tick, Tick, Boom, directed by Lin himself. Okay, but actually, I saw Encanto on opening day in Imax. Well, my theater calls it RAR XD or something, but I went in masked and vaxxed to see Disney's latest animated feature. I need to emphasize that I had to go to the theater to see this. There was no ridiculous premiere access price attached. It's been 84 years. Bless my soul, Herc was on a roll. Finally! I already learned my lesson with Mulan and I don't want to do that again. On a side note, I'm kind of experimenting right now, trying out this whole voiceover thing, at least with movie reviews, because there are just some days when I don't want to be on camera. I'm recording this in my closet and my foot's already asleep, but anyway, today I want to ask the question, which Miranda movie musical was better, Tick Boom or Enchanted? I kinda sorta prefer Tick Tick Boom, but I'm a Disney fan, so of course I'm going to talk about their new animated movie anyway. I knew about Encanto long before its release date. Its existence was a mere rumor, where the setting of the film was originally reported to take place in Brazil, but then Lin later did an interview and clarified that it was in Colombia. That's been stuck in my head ever since Investor Day last year. Jeez.
It's set in Colombia, in Latin America, and that's all I can say before Bob Iger just shows up in my head.
I love it.
But let's just get to the review already. That's what y'all are here for, right? Here's my review for Walt Disney Animation Studios' 60th animated feature. Let's go! I want to start off with, wow, it was a great idea to see this in IMAX. Thankfully, upgrading the experience isn't too much of a big deal at my local theater. This gave me a lot of time to appreciate the immense detail that went into the textures. Like the embroidery on Mirabelle's dress. Oh my gosh. Anyone who has watched my videos knows I love to do that, so I sound like a broken record at this point, but there's a reason why I keep bringing it up. I also really like the lighting in this movie. There was this one shot in the trailer that I really liked, and it was great to see it again on the big screen. There's a number of scenes that are illuminated by candlelight, kind of like Coco, but it's not just from the one that gave the family their gifts. It made the casita a very welcoming environment, except when it didn't. Which is why I didn't really mind how most of the runtime was spent there. Speaking of the candle, look at the light it emanates. I want to radiate that kind of energy. Oh, and this movie is colorful. I love it. The characters are pretty great as well. They have unique designs that make them stand out from each other, and their gifts are even incorporated into what they wear. Listen, let me explain. Pointed out that characters like Dolores have sound waves, Luisa has dumbbells, and Peppa has sun-shaped earrings, which was the only one I noticed in the theater. I would say my favorite characters are Dolores.
No one has to know.
I know. And especially Isabella.
There's no going back.
I fell in love with her when I watched the trailer and couldn't wait to see her when I watched the movie. I was hoping and praying and hoping that she would get her own song, and she did. Well, it was a duet with her and Mirabelle, but close enough. It's about how she struggles to be the perfect child in the family, and I found it really compelling. The same goes for Luisa and how she feels burnt out about quite literally having to carry the family's weight on her shoulders. I wasn't expecting the film to go that route, but I was really pleasantly surprised they did. And yeah, I also want to see her and Kronk fist bump. Make it happen, Disney. I guess I should talk about the songs now that we're at it. The soundtrack's not exactly S-tier like some of Lin's other works, but some of the songs might grow on me over time. Though I did appreciate the new sound this movie offered when compared to other Disney musicals. I think I sensed some R&B in there. I wonder why. But also that Broadway feeling we know and love. I wonder why. I would also mention the song about Bruno, but we don't talk about Bruno, so what is up with Disney and their thing against Brunos? You either have to tell Bruno to shut up or tell someone to shut up about Bruno. I need to stop saying Bruno. Oh my gosh. Okay, but a random scene I would like to mention is near the beginning where Antonio receives his gift, the ability to communicate with animals.
I understand you.
It's this big coming-of-age ceremony in the family, and when he asks if Mirabelle can walk with him to receive it, it's intercut with her ceremony, or lack thereof. I like that decision since I was surprised it wasn't part of the opening sequence when her abuela is explaining why each member of the family has powers. So I guess I should get to the stuff I wasn't really a big fan of. It's not really anything major, but it's also what can't get me to say this movie is on par with my favorites from the Disney Renaissance, let alone from the past 20-ish years. The first act went on for a bit long, though it is establishing this large cast, so I probably shouldn't complain about it too much. Could have been worse. Next was, I didn't really think it was that funny. Maybe I'm just picky with how I want my jokes to be delivered, because I have the most sophisticated when it comes to senses of humor. But the people in the theater were laughing, so it's probably just me. But I did think this one character named Jorge was funny. Going back to what I said about the casita, I do really like the setting, as well as how the bedrooms are a lot more bigger than they appear, but it would have been nice to see a little more outside of that. We see the village, I sorta didn't really find anything to write home about, and flashbacks where we see the abuela free from her original town because of, I'm assuming, conquistadors, but that's about it. Would have liked to see more Colombian landscapes, but I guess that's the point anyway, since this charmed place is hidden by mountains and stuff. Whatever. And no, I don't know why Hercules in the movie isn't Disney's Hercules. Could have been easier to create a character model for it instead of making an entirely new design, but maybe someone on the production team thought it was too easy of a reference to make.
Ooh, low blow.
Using a DreamWorks movie to make a jab at Disney. Never seen that before. And apparently they referenced Let It Go in one of the songs because they had to credit it. I was sitting there hoping for a post-credit scene. There wasn't. And I thought that being there was so weird. What, did Zootopia have to credit the song because Chief Bogo uttered those 3 words?
Let it go.
Overall, I did enjoy the film. It's not my favorite this year, but I always enjoy seeing what Walt Disney Animation Studios has to offer. Since we're in a new decade, I'm not sure whether or not this is still considered the revival era, but if we are, I think it's a nice addition. It's been over 30 years since we had our last Disney era being over a decade long, so who knows? Me encanto, so I'll give it an 8 out of 10. It's been almost a year since my last review, and my YouTube skills, whatever you want to call them, have improved a bit, so I want to try to do more of these in this format, not for every major animated release, though there are some I might cover out of sheer curiosity.
It's me, Mario.
But the ones I'm looking forward to, like Across the Spider-Verse Part 1, are you kidding? Miles and Gwen are reunited, the art direction is sensational as always, and Daniel Pemberton is killing it with the score. Wait, what was I talking about? I don't know how well this video is gonna perform since, again, it's been a minute. Let's hope it won't bomb as hard as Mars Needs Moms or something, am I right? With its massacre of image movers digital and motion capture as a storytelling medium. But anyway, if you saw Encanto, what are your thoughts on the movie? And if you were able to have any of the magical gifts featured in the film, which one would you want? I would probably want to be a flower bender, but being able to talk to animals would be really cool too. If you enjoyed this video on Encanto, please support my channel and comment, like, and subscribe for more movie commentaries and movie reviews on animated films. You know, eventually. Bye!